channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. Today's video is going to be a review slash demo video. I'm going to be testing out the new ColourPop and iluvsarahii collection. If you guys don't know who iluvsarahii is, she is a YouTuber here on YouTube. So this is what the collection looks like. It comes with an eyeshadow palette and a lip bundle, and I got all of them from the ColourPop website. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what the palette looks like and what the lip bundle looks like, and then we'll go into swatches, and then I'll do a demo of the products on my face. So let's get into the swatches. This is what the packaging looks like. I really like it. The palette is called Through My Eyes, as you can see here, and I do like the fact that the names also come on the back of the eyeshadow palette as well. It feels very sturdy in the hand. It doesn't feel cheap at all. On its own, I think this palette is $23. If you were supposed to purchase it on its own without the lip products, it'd be $23. And I think ColourPop eyeshadow palettes are very, very much affordable. The formula is very good, so I'm expecting the formulas to be really nice and really good. So let me get into here and show you guys what the palette looks like. That's what the palette looks like. So those are the eyeshadows in the palette, and they are beautiful. I love the different variations of colors in here. I love that there's some warm tones in here. I just like all the shades in here. I love that there's some shimmer and some glittery shades in here as well. It's just a really nice palette, and I feel like it's a very good palette. I think it has a good range of shades in here. You could definitely create some very colorful looks from this palette, as well as you could create more everyday wearable looks. It has different finishes like mattes, shimmers, glittery shades, and I think it has maybe a satin finish. I'm not sure if this one is a satin finish, but it looks like it does have a satin finish in here. I like that there's a good balance between matte and the shimmer shades in here. But it comes with a nice size mirror as well, which is nice when you're doing your makeup. You have a mirror to use it along with. I think the mirror is a nice addition, so I'm glad that we did get a mirror in there. Alright, so that was the eyeshadow palette. Let's quickly look at some swatches, and then we'll get into the lip bundle. So this is a swatch of the first two rows swatched on my hand right here. They swatched really nicely. I didn't have any problem or any patchiness swatching any of these shades. The shimmers went on really nicely, so I think that's really nice. And again, sometimes shadows swatch differently than they actually apply onto the eyes, but I think these did really, really nicely. Here are the swatches of the last two rows. But these swatches are so pigmented. The shimmers are super intense and pigmented, and I love the fact that these two deeper shades that are in the palette are very pigmented. When swatched, they're not streaky at all, so I'm hoping that that's the story they tell on the eyes. So far so good. The swatches turned out really well. I think the eyeshadows in here are really nice together, and we'll see how they work out on the eyes later on. Now I'm going to go into swatching the lip bundle. This is what the lip products look like. So there's a lip gloss and two ultra matte lips, and I'm going to go ahead and swatch them. And the first shade I have here is the ultra matte shade in Dulcet. Hope I'm saying that right. But it's kind of a nice like peachy pink tone, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it. So that's a swatch of that shade right there. So I think this one is called Sueno de Coco, and this is another ultra matte lip, and it's a nice kind of like brown, cool tone brown color. It's very pretty. I think this one is like my favorite shade from the collection. It's like a more muted brown shade. So that's the swatch for Sueno de Coco. Super pretty. I might be using that one today. We'll see. And then we have the ultra glossy lip, which is kind of a peachy color with like flecks of golden glitter or golden flecks in there. So yeah, it's very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and swatch that on my hand as well. That's super pretty. I really like that. This would be a nice topper on top of the Sueno de Coco. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit so that we can go ahead and start to create the eye look. Okay. Alright, so now that you guys are a little bit closer, we're going to go ahead and start off with the eyes. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to base my eyes. I always do this. I'm going to use the MAC Paint Pot in Laying Low. This is what that looks like. So I'm just going to take a flat brush and I'm just going to base my eyes. Now that my lids are based and primed, we're going to go into the eyeshadow palette now and try to create a look. I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I also want to try to use some of the mattes and some of the shimmers. So I was thinking of doing a complete matte look, but I was thinking of doing a complete matte look, but I really do want to see how these shimmers perform in the eyes as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use a shimmer. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet, so yeah. Then take my first transition shade, and I'm using this BH Cosmetics brush. It doesn't have a name on it anymore, but I love BH Cosmetics brushes. The first shade I want to go into is this shade right here called Wild Soul, and I'm going to just take that on the brush. There's a little bit of kick up when I press into the palette, but not too much. I'm not going to tap off the excess. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start pressing the shadow right where I want it, just a little bit above the crease. And once I place it down, I'm just going to lightly blend. Not putting too much pressure down, but I really do want to build this color up in the crease, so I'm going to just go back and build it up some more. Just using windshield wiper motions. I'm just gonna take my time to build this up, but so far so good. It's blending out really nicely and it's not like being patchy. So I'm just going to continue to build this up to the intensity I want it before we move on to the next shade. So I'm going to go into the shade called Misbehave, this one right here. And I'm going to just put that right into the crease and in the outer V. I'm going to take on a smaller blending brush the first transition shade we laid down, which is Wild Soul, and I'm going to go on the edges of Misbehave and just blend that out so we don't have any harsh lines and create like a nice transition from one shade to the other shade. So now that I'm finished blending that, and I think it's looking pretty good so far, we're going to go ahead and move into a shimmer shade for the lid. I'm going to use the shade Muse on the inner part of my lid, which is this shade right here. Use it without getting the brush wet first to see how it applies with a brush. That's pretty pigmented. It went on pretty good. Alright. This shade seems like it's a very glittery shade. I'm going to wet the brush so that I don't have too much fallout. Here we're going to go into this dark plum shade in here, the Vina, and we're going to put that on the outer V and a little bit in the inner corner. And I'm just going to use tapping motions at first to place that right where I want it, and then once it's built up, I'm going to, oh no, I'm getting a ton of fallout from the shade. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm getting a ton of fallout. Okay, so I just went ahead and added some translucent powder under my eyes, just because this eyeshadow that I'm putting on is giving me a lot of fallout, and I don't want to ruin my whole face look, because I am actually going somewhere after this, so I would like this makeup to actually look good once I'm done. Okay, that is really nice though. I'm packing it on and it's going on really nicely. I don't know though, I feel like right here it's not like the shade is not like sticking right here. I don't know, that probably has to do with the fact that there was some eyeshadow done already, but even so, I'm going to switch to a different brush and see if the brush is what it is. I'm going to take more of a smaller blending brush, something that's really tiny, and see if the brush will help it. But I'm getting like a lot of patchiness in that area, and now my eye look is like not being exactly what I wanted to be. This right here is not cute. That's not working out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my brush a little bit damp. I might regret this, and just kind of like tap it on and see if it'll stay. Okay, it's taking now that I tapped it on. We're gonna just leave it alone right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and then go to the other side of my face and start to add the purple shade down. A lot better now that I'm using a blending brush on this side. It looks like it's doing a lot better for sure. With the staying, like it's building up really nicely. So I guess the packing on was what was the problem over here, because now that I'm actually like blending it, it is doing a lot better blending. And I'm just gonna take this a little bit into the crease, not too. I'm just taking Misbehave, and I'm just going to take it ever so lightly around where I have the Davina shade, just to lightly blend it out, and so I still get some more of that color coming through and bring it right down into the crease. Go back into the first shade we use, which is Wild Soul, and I'm gonna take that and blend that right under the brow bone. Make sure that there's no harshness between the glitter and the matte shade. I'm just gonna take this brush and just blend along the edges of where that glitter and that matte shade meets. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lower lash line real quickly, and I'm just gonna use the same shades I used on my lower lash line. Go ahead and quickly finish off my lower lash line using the same shades in the same order that we did before. So that's what I'm working with so far. So far, I'm really loving the way this eye look is turning out. I did have a little bit of work to do once I started to add in that darker shade, but it's looking really good so far, and I am I'm very much impressed. My inner corner highlight, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Lucido, which is this shade right here, and highlight my inner corners. So my camera stopped recording. I don't know where it stopped off. What I was doing was I was taking the green shade in the palette, Emerald Dream, which is this shade right here, and I just ran that against my lower waterline. Okay, so I really like the way that looks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the eyes off camera, and then we'll come back and test out the lip products. Alright, so my eyes are complete. I did a quick wing liner and I popped on some lashes, and it just pulled the look completely together. I really like the way it looks. I really like the way everything turned out. Do think this palette did really well. I love the eyeshadows in here. I love the eyeshadow story, and I'm really glad I went ahead and popped that green shade on the lower lash line because it just added a little bit more fun to the look, and I really like the way it turns out. Alright, let's go ahead and test out the lip products. So we do have 3 different lip products to test out. What I'm going to do is, even though I did hand swatches, I'm going to go ahead and swatch each of them on the lip. Alright, so that's it for the lip swatches. I hope you guys did enjoy that little clip of me swatching all of them, and showed you guys how the lipsticks look on my skin tone. At least I really do like the ColourPop lip formulas, and I really like the way the eyeshadow palette performed. It did really good. I love the way the eyeshadows blend, but again, it's no different from the other ColourPop formulas that I've tried. ColourPop has really good eyeshadows, and this palette is no less than the other ones. The formula is great and nice. The only thing I will say about this formula is that when it came to me blending the Venus shade, it gave me a little bit of trouble because it wouldn't stick. And I think that's just because it's a darker shade. Darker shades like this tend to be hit or miss, and so this one gave me a little bit of trouble. But once I got the learning curve of how to blend it, it worked out really nice. So as you can see, it really blended nicely on the eyes, and it built up really nicely. It's super pigmented. I would just recommend that instead of trying to pack it on the eye, just go ahead and start to blend and build it up, and it works really well that way. I think it's a good palette, and I think it's worth the price tag. When it came to the lip bundle, I think the lip products were really nice. I loved the lip gloss, and I also loved the lipstick formulas. I would say my favorite shade is the Sueno de Coco shade. I really like that. That's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I went ahead and put some lip gloss over it because I do like a more glossy finish on my lips than matte. But everything in this collection worked out really well. There was nothing in this collection that I thought wasn't a good fit for the collection. Okay guys, so that's it. That was everything that we had to try out from the ColourPop collection. I think this was a good collab, and I do like everything in it. I think everything worked really well. So if you guys are interested in testing out any of these products, I'll leave the link to ColourPop and the specific links to each of these products down below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next